Hey everyone, welcome back to Taxi Talks. Today I'm taking you through my first year as a taxi driver. The highs, the lows, and everything in between. Whether you are thinking about becoming a taxi driver or just curious about what it's like, this video will give you a glimpse into my first 12 months behind the wheel. So let's get started. Starting my journey as a taxi driver was both exciting and nerve-wracking. On my very first day, I remember sitting in my car, double checking everything, my GPS, my phone, my wallet. The first passenger I picked up was a businessman who barely spoke. But it didn't matter. That ride marked the beginning of a career full of unpredictable moments. One of the biggest challenges in my first year was learning the best routes. Sure, GPS is helpful, but it doesn't always know where the hidden roadwork or surprise traffic jams are. I learned quickly that knowing your city inside and out is key. There were days I took wrong turns or get stuck in traffic, but every mistake taught me something new. Now I can navigate those tricky areas like the back of my hand. Inevitably, my first year came with some tough passengers. There was one night when I picked up someone who was upset and argued with me over the road. I learned an important lesson that night. Patience is everything. Staying calm and professional not only diffused the tension but also helped me keep my focus. Over time, I developed strategies to deal with challenging passengers, like polite but firm communication. But it wasn't all stress and argument. I had so many great rides with friendly people who shared their stories, jokes, and even life advice. I remember picking up an elderly man who told me stories about the city back in the 60s. He turned what would have been a routine 20-minute ride into a fascinating history lesson. His passengers reminded me why I love the job. Every ride is a new opportunity to connect. One of the most unforgettable moments in my first year was when I received my first big tip. It was a late night ride for a couple who were celebrating their anniversary. I put on their favorite music, took the scenic route, and made the ride as special as possible. At the end, they thanked me and handed me a tip that was double the fare. That night, I realized that going the extra mile, literally and figuratively, really pays off. Safety is a huge part of being a taxi driver. And I learned that lesson very quickly. I made sure to always lock my doors, be aware of my surroundings, and have emergency contact on a speed dial. But it wasn't just about physical safety, it was about self care too. Long hours on the road can take a role. So I learned to take breaks, stay hydrated, and keep healthy snacks in the car. My first year as a taxi driver was more than just a job. It was a life lesson. I learned patience, adaptability, and how to stay positive even when things go sideways. Each day brought new stories, from the funny and strange to the deeply moving. This job showed me that even the simplest rides can make an impact. Whether it's giving someone a quiet space after a long day or being the reason they smile on the way home. So that was my first year as a taxi driver in a nutshell. It wasn't always easy, but it was definitely worth it. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my journey and maybe learn a thing or two about what it's really like to be behind the wheel. If you did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Taxi Talks for more stories from the road. And thanks for riding along with me, and until next time, stay safe and keep exploring.